Hey everyone. I just wanted to say thanks for being here again. It really means a lot to me. I'm in a lot of pain and I don't know if it shows, but it's kind of swollen on this side, I think. Yeah, you can see it, I think, a little bit. It's like from here to here. Uh, Tooth pain sucks. But what you can do for it is put clove in your mouth where it is, and it's got eugenol in it, and it helps to numb the area. And anyway, I'm just gonna read here because I'm just in pain and it's an important one, so I hope you guys stay to the end so you can see what I've been kind of going through in my life. But the narcissists, what they want to do and they realize that they really screwed up is when a narc is focused on securing that new supply, they stop caring about what you're doing and where you're going as long as it doesn't interfere with their new adventure, you know what I mean? Their main goal is to lock down this new supply while keeping enough control over you to make you still feel like to make you feel like they still care about you, and they don't care about you at all. It's just a control tactic that's meant to, or it's essential to them, because if you find out what they're up to, their strange manipulative plans would unravel, as they sort of did, right? You see, so the narcissist's game, it's all about them. They need your negative energy, and they feed on the fuel that can create a reaction from you. And so don't feed into that reaction and know that there's something else there. I mean, even when he was walking into my apartment a while back and did that in front of my roommate and then got my roommate's stupid ass loyalties based on how he was willing to move in my life. It just shows that the twist is that the narcissist is going to play on both sides of that war to get what their own intention is. And so their new supply, where they discover the full extent of their manipulation and their deceit, they might as well want to walk away. But that's not the case with my roommate. That was, I feel, the case with my girl. But at that time it was already long drawn, and I wasn't gonna take it. I wasn't gonna tolerate it because I had said right from jump, like, if anything like this happens in our relationship, like, it doesn't matter like when that stage happens. Anywhere after that, I'm done. Like, there's no me coming back. Like, no matter how hard you try, because I don't want that kind of relationship. I don't. And I don't deserve it either. So when you're seeing that full extent of the narcissistic's ways to manipulate, often through fear, and I think that it was like with him to her now, saying like, if you don't finish this, it's gonna fall on you, and not me. It's gonna fall on you. You're the girlfriend here. So this, I don't know if that was the case, but I could see something like that being the case, because it's a sneaky game that's to serve not only to trap you, but also the new supply of a person that's also narcissistic, feeling that they're finding a new supply or something like that, because they're both narcissists with how they treated me. And then they pull the same old web of manipulation as they always do. It's not about love, it's about survival for them. They'll do anything to eliminate you because you are a perceived threat, even convincing others to join in their twisted cause because you're such a threat. You see what I mean? But the truth is that they don't care about anyone. They don't care about you. They don't care about the people that they're catching their new supplies with. These are demons. Regardless of how people want to move, like, "Oh, no, that's me. That's all me." Well, then you're siding with the demon and you're just fine with it. That's all that is. But it has nothing to do with love. Trying to escape that kind of accountability and just manipulate a person to the grave. So you may wonder, why does the narcissist need negative energy from you while love bombing their new supply? And it's because the chaos that they thrive in, they need right here to push you to the brink of instability, hoping that you're that the problem will just go take care of itself. You know what I mean? And just the problem just disappears. Narcissists don't want to deal with the emotional side of anything. They'd rather they'd rather you be just so disoriented that you don't even know how to fight back. They hope that the more emotional turmoil that they cause for you is gonna just do that in and of itself and just go get you to take care of yourself. And that's oftentimes what happens in these kind of narcissistic relationships, especially where people are younger, because they don't really see like the suicidality part that can be pushed upon a person. You know what I mean? If they can push it on you, that's what they're trying to do. But when they realize that they've messed up with their new supply now, their first move is to cut you off, block you out, and to leave you spinning. Basically, they love you. They love you when you're in a tailspin, crashing into an emotional breakdown one after another. But once you have them figured out and you're moving to try and take your life back, they don't like that. They've got you GPS tracked, hacked, mirrored, monitored, hijacked, constantly staying one step ahead of the moves as where you are able to. And so this way they control both you and their new supply without either of you fully realizing it. And I believe that it can go into levels of, well, if they're not going to get their way, if he's not going to get their way, if he's not going to get his way, I should say, with how he's moved in my life before, and if he's not going to get his way with her, and he's going to start having problems with her the same way that he's having problems with me, well, now she's getting poisoned up probably. She's not just getting the love bomb. She's getting the love bomb plus the same treatment I got. You see what I mean? Because he's a fucking chicken shit and he's fucking scared. So they think that making this obvious chaos and somehow flaunting that new relationship behind the scenes, because that GPS was to tell me, oh, I have to be out working right now to afford this shit. And then all of a sudden I'm gonna see your GPS pulling up on my house when I'm not there. Oh, I know what you're doing. And then I come back home and it's obvious in my house. Obvious. So you're not gonna just skate. If you ask me, you're not gonna put me through this kind of turmoil and then just skate. And especially where that cage ass bitch is coming from. He's a fucking whole heartless cage ass bitch. Even though the narc can't now be friends with you, it's obvious why they can't be friends with you on social media and stuff like that. They've stolen your like he stole my old phone number, contacts, email, everything, you name it. Hijacked my devices, kept me on tabs to be able to move me around like I'm the goalpost. You see what I mean? He needed to move me around like I'm the goalpost to push me around and push me to the brink. So I don't care how people see that. That's the actual reality that I've been living. And so, and that's another thing too, is like in the end of this, if you can't hold frame for your friend and you are in the wrong, of course you're going to be calling up the friendship now, because you don't need me able to call and check on, see how you're sounding, see if you're moving any different. No, You don't want me to have any assertion whatsoever as to how you are. But yet, it puts me in a more dangerous position, believe it or not, because now I can't even call them, but yet they can have all of my data. He can hijack my life, hack me by design, move me around like I'm a fucking shitlin goalpost for his own sexual desires. And then all of a sudden I'm just here left to anticipate what's going to happen next. When is the next attack going to come next? And they come. They happen. And then it's just assumed then that I'm dead because playing into their emotions and his emotions, I'm like, well, if that's the case, I'm just gonna off myself, and I'm all like falling up on myself and shit over the phone. And I did that on purpose to see where it would go, see how dark this shit went. And good lord, did it ever go dark. But here's just the thing. They never anticipated that I had any strength at all to get through this. And what he didn't realize is that pushing me in the first place turned me into a warrior. You're literally gonna push me out of a 9-year relationship, thinking that in and of itself, the problem is just gonna go take care of itself. Oh, and almost did, for sure, for sure. I was fucking really hurt, like super fucking hurt. Anyway, so though he's been sitting here plotting against me, I've been rising up, refusing to be beaten. I've been writing on it incessantly, not even knowing where these abuses and where these attacks have been coming from. You see what I mean? Because I was made so stupid. So what arsenic does to you, you can't like, even if you have thoughts, it's so hard to like gra- grab them, to be able to make use of them and all that. It's not to say I'm a stupid person. It's like I'm still me inside of my head. But when that poison is there, it's almost like it's almost like your greatest enemy could come in front of you and get away with doing whatever they wanted. And you'd be able to look at them in the face and be like, "Oh, hi." And just totally on autopilot, like you don't even fucking know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You're just going through the motions per se, as if you're alive, but you're not. You're unlived. You know, as unfamiliar as that sounds, you don't have an organic life outside of this abuse. And to me, it seems like I'll never get there. And it's scary to me. I mean, I could have died 4 times, and any one of those times that I would have died, I would have been thinking there dying, going, this is just so not right. Everything that I've had to go through in my life, this is just so not right. You feel what I'm saying? And I know people legitimately die that way. I'm just like, I don't want to fucking take it. I don't. I don't want to be set up. I don't want to be snuffed out because of things I've just ran into on the internet. Like you're watching a fucking documentary or some kind of thing that has to do with the sex trafficking shit and these criminals and what tunnels they got and shit like that, and like halfway through the video the fucking thing's getting censored. You know? But these things are recorded when you are logged in. And then when you're logged in and they have these recordings and they go back to these elites that are running, I mean, you can't tell me that every single state, city, whatever, wherever, that there aren't these pedophiles in, because I think that they're going down to the levels of our police departments, our system, our healthcare, our just everywhere. And people don't see it because they're not in it. I was in it and thrown in it, and mind you, I'm painted crazy. Like here I'm crazy, right? I'm all painted up crazy. So anything that's coming out of my mouth is just crazy. People are just, this guy's off the wall. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. When I do, I might be run down to the fucking ground, and I might come, and it might seem like I'm crazy. But who else could fucking deal with all of that? Does that make sense? Like, who could deal with all of that? Anyway, so back to them plotting against me and me refusing their new supply. Their new supply. They, like, she went over there, and I think she found out. I mean, for a little while, I'm sure it was all hunky dory, or whatever. But after a while, I think the only thing that she cared about was doing his work, and she didn't really like him anymore. So she the only thing she wanted to like mix us two together. I don't fucking know, man. She wanted me to heart, and she fucking hated that motherfucker because she saw right through him. And then once I saw through that, and she wanted to like love bomb me to come back, I had questions. And then when I had questions, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, all we're gonna do is fight. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna let you get away with what you just did. And so either way, these narcissists think that they're slick, but the truth is gonna come out, and they way underestimated me. Way underestimated me. Assuming that I crumble under the weight of their abuse, basically. But I'm sorry, with everything that I've created out here, I got them running scared, and it's exactly why I was just chemically attacked the other day. And I'm sorry, but you know these things. You know they're not you because you think back, and it's 2020. Everything that happened that night was verbatim. Someone came in acting like they're looking for their phone while I'm grabbing an order. I'm looking back at the car. Everyone in the car is looking right at me. So I'm looking back at my car. Nothing's happening in my car. But then all of a sudden I feel this flush right on the back of my neck, and instantaneously I'm like, what is that? I better get out of here. So I grab my order, I'm leaving because I'm like, I don't want to be here and be like able to be fucking murdered. Oh, so I'm leaving, and then as I'm getting down the road, I couldn't even call 911. It was like took me like 5 minutes just to figure out where my call app was to open up 911. It just like took me forever just to hit 911 and then dial. So I was fucked out of my mind. I'm trying to take a delivery. I'm going 55 down the freeway in a fucking state of mind that nobody should ever fucking drive in because it's put on you. But I'm just like, how do you even fucking make it in this world when you have this kind of abuse happening to you? You're targeted left and right, and you're just you're just supposed to think like everything that happens isn't by design somehow, right? Bullshit. Bullshit. So they should be running scared. They should be running scared because they thought they could control every little aspect of my life. But I've been stronger by far than they ever fucking thought I was. Just to even get the money together to get in this place while being hacked and hijacked. Had just gotten smacked into an accident. Was all sore. Working tirelessly to try and just get out from underneath all of this fucking abuse. And then I have people at work setting me up left and right. And I'm just like, fucking hey, I just can't fucking get a break anywhere the fuck I go. So anyway, they think that they can fucking just topple me over like that, but I don't care. If the system can turn its back on something like this and this bad, I'm sorry, but I think the whole system is in cahoots with these pedophiles, and I think that man is protected by CIA type of activity over my life. Because if I kick a garbage can, I'll get taken. If I kick over a garbage can or do anything that upsets the world around me for all of the pushing that has been pushed upon me and leaving me into the fucking brink. And then once I can't fucking do it. Then all of a sudden they can take me? How is that so? How is that actually so? Simply by, oh, I stumbled across videos where these sex trafficking crimes are real, and then while I'm in the homeless shelter is when I learned who my fucking last person is that tried to kidnap me, Heinrich, when my phone screen is cracked. It's being hijacked. It's like blinking in and out and all that kind of stuff. I'm like calling people like, you really want me to be in a homeless shelter, isolated, dealing with targeted individual shit. And I'm obviously being targeted. And I'm trying to tell you that I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I'm legit dying from something that isn't just by me. My own health decisions and stuff like that. Right. So who can fucking deal with that? Homeless or not? I can't even fucking deal with it here. Being being targeted in this way, and I think it's simply because I have discovered something to do with these sex trafficking criminals that are running in cahoots with Hollywood and the music industry. And it goes much fucking darker than that, yo. It goes much wider than just, oh, everyone's out here about Bieber and stuff like that. Do you not legitimately think to yourself that there isn't hundreds, thousands, not millions out here that are being treated just as bad as Justin Bieber is, if not way worse? Worse. I'm not saying that his situation wasn't bad. And it was. But what I'm saying is that there's people out there that you don't even know the names of. That satanic ritual abuse is happening to on a large scale over the United States. And mind you, this stuff is being protected. It's being highly protected. Because none of these people want to face us. Not a damn one of them. So, you think you're gonna have an easy solution when you're up against actuality in your life. Actuality in your life about people that are seeking you out in that way. I'm hoping I don't end up like that maker of the Gray State movie. You guys see what happened to him? His whole family disappeared. And it was said that, I don't remember what was said, but it wasn't anything conspiratorial, and I think it's bullshit. And I'm more of a realist. I don't think that he would have killed his wife and daughter and turned the gun on himself after everything that he had been working on. I think he would have been able to stand up to that line and die on that line versus doing that. He wasn't a coward. He was not a coward. You know who is a coward, though. Your police in cahoots with the sex traffic pedophilia ring. Your systematic anywhere that's in cahoots. How about child protective services leaking out names, and me and Jacob Wetterling have somehow having the same birth date, and I almost being kidnapped a year after him, and that was the third time of me almost being kidnapped. This stuff doesn't happen normally. No. Something is going on that needs actual investigation, because I am not gonna fucking die this way. I am not gonna go out this way. And so help me God, if anyone fucking thinks that I don't have a fucking system to go to about this kind of fucking abuse in my life, fine. What do you get then? What do you get? I think you all know the answer to that. I'm out of here. Thanks for being here. It really means a lot to me, and if I can get a comment or a like or a support system out of the whole ordeal, that'd be great too. Cause literally the man's been buying up all my friends. The man's been smear campaigning me wherever I go. He's been slipping fucking arsenic in my drink and telling me to fuck off, basically. I go over to dump it out or whatever I'm doing. I don't even remember exactly what happened there because I just remember I wanted to fucking punch him so fucking hard in the face, and I thought about it. That's exactly what he wanted me to do. He needed a way to call up the relationship no matter where he had to make it. And I wasn't allowing it in the way he needed to create it, because the reason he needed to create it was because he's a whole fucking criminal over my life. And I was discovering it. Every single time that poison could get washed away and I started having memories, I would be crying. I would be like, I remember being at this passivation company and I was alone, and I'm like running through the system, and I just broke down in tears. I was like, I couldn't even handle my emotions, any of it. So who knows? Maybe you guys could get the footage of that. It might actually help me. Yeah, who knows? Who knows who's listening to these though? I don't get many views out here. I don't have many friends. So if you could be a friend, a real one, be pretty cool.